I love everything about this, but I have my thoughts. Of Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. Now, with Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero, the very first thing I want to say is it's a great game. It's going to bring back all sorts of nostalgia, and that's what we're looking for. But that doesn't mean I don't have any gripes. So let's start from the very, very top. Opening up the game, if you played any of the games, whether it's on GameCube, PlayStation, you name where it's at, you're naturally gonna know how to play the game. It's great, right? Especially picking up where it left off, but more so in gameplay, not in story. And that's where I have to give them their props a little bit while at the same time scolding them, right? And ultimately, the same beef that I have with all Dragon Ball games is you're telling me the same story over and over and over again with the expectation of me being excited about the game that I've already heard the story for. So it doesn't really give me incentive to keep on going. But where I give them props at, you're not literally playing scene by scene the story. It's more like a recap more than anything else, and you're going through each character's saga. I'd say characters, but there's a handful of characters, and playing the game from their perspective. And that's where I'm gonna have to give Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero's props. If you are a person that watched Dragon Ball and skipped a couple of episodes, you kind of know what's going on, you need to know the gist of the story, this does that. This does that in this one for sure. And you'll be able to be all the way caught up, with the exception of, and I think a lot of people while we were playing it during this early access, we didn't get the original Dragon Ball. And a lot of people miss the original Dragon Ball when we get the original Piccolo and some of the other villains from that series there. We missed that part. So it's really focused on Dragon Ball Z on up. So with that being said, there is a crap ton of content because you're unlocking a whole lot of stuff. Who doesn't like unlocking stuff? And you can unlock it the traditional way on top of that. You earn Zenny so that you can unlock the characters, or you can go through the stories and boom, 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 unlock the characters within the story. If you played on a easier mode, you're not gonna unlock as much stuff, but you still get to unlock stuff nonetheless. But I think that's where that Zenny comes into play. Hey, I did not unlock that particular character because I played it on a lesser mode. So I'm just gonna spend this Zenny to unlock the character instead. I think that's super duper fair. And hey, Tekken and Street Fighter take notes on this casual game. Right? The next part of this is the online mode. Oh man, the Roblox netcode is freaking amazing. I played with several friends online, and it was seamless. I have a friend all the way in Cali. I got a friend in Texas, and then I had a friend up north. You know, I live in the St. Louis area. As you can see right here with the Royal Rumble jersey here. I'm proud of that. But anyways, I live in the St. Louis area, and I had absolutely no issue with playing any of my friends. There was no lagging or anything like that. I think Bandai Namco definitely figured that out with games like the Naruto games and Guilty Gear and Tekken. We're not talking about Tekken today, but they figured out how to make the online experience a great one, so you can play with your friends and have a good time. So with that being said, they do have a point system. So this isn't one of those games where you just sit there and, you know, pick the strongest character and just beat somebody up. There's actually a point system. You got 15 DP. I'm assuming that's dragon points or whatever. But you got 15 DP, and each character has a number next to them, and it has to add up to 15. So you can't just get, super duper overpowered characters. It kind of reminds me of Capcom versus SNK, the very first one, where it's like, hey, you can get Sakura, Dan, and Blanca, but you can't get Bison, Sagat, and Balrog all on the same team. Bison is like, hey, he's worth one, and they kind of do the same thing with this. And I think that's a great system that they put in place there. So now, I think the biggest thing here is this game going to be competitive? And I think the answer is maybe. I know I'm dodging the actual question. I get it. I'm dodging the question. But that's the absolute truth. To me, in my opinion, and there's a caveat to this, hear me out, this is a party game. This is Smash, and I know there's going to be communities that turn this into a competitive game. Smash, Nintendo had no intent for anybody to make it a competitive game. That's why they keep on trying to shut it down when they having tournaments, because like, hey, this game wasn't meant for that. Is there a lot of meta in Smash? Yeah. And it's because the community made it to where there's a lot of meta. And I think the same rules will apply to the Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero meta in the game, period. Where it's like, yo, there's frame data, there's tricks of the trade, there's all sorts of things that are in that space that makes that game great, right? I think we can all agree. And just playing as a casual, I want to enjoy the game, and it was meant for me to play it as a casual. However, there are competitive elements in there, and the communities can make it that way. But here it is, we shall see. I don't think I'll be a guy that takes the community to the next level and say, hey, we're fixing to do all these Dragon Ball games. I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't think that's for me. I don't think that I'm the guy to do that. I'm going to give that to somebody else. But while I give it to somebody else, it'd be fun to watch people create Dragon Ball battles. Because every single time you play, it feels and looks just like something off the cartoon, or the anime, excuse me, I'm sorry. It looks like something that's off the anime, and you're doing it yourself. And I think that's one of the cooler things about this game. But overall, if I'm gonna rate this on a scale of, a grading scale from A to F, I think this game is a solid B+. I'm sorry, some people are like, no, it's an A. I got it, that's your opinion, but my opinion, it's a B+. It's very, very gorgeous, gives you a lot of fanfare, but as far as the actual mechanics, it gets very repetitive, and I just don't see it going past, January of me playing it, or for that matter, by the time January rolls around, because it's releasing in October, by the time January rolls around, I think the hype is gonna die down a whole lot. Because once you play, like boom, and then once you get your try-hard group that stays in there and gets really good, they're gonna make people not want to play. Just like Justin Wong made people now want to play the game of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about those thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Success and victory. Don't block with your face. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.